chair creaking when I lean back inside. The ledger open like a wound across the wood. Fountain pen waiting where your name half written stood. Glass on the sideboard, untouched the whole long night. Chessboard by the window, every piece in silent light. Down there by the docks, the cranes look like old bones. You sit across from me, kid, checking messages on your phone. You think this suit means I got soft along the way. You see polished shoes and cufflinks, not the tallies that I pay. I balance what they whisper in the back rooms, what they hide. Turn secrets into columns, let the ink pick a side. I've watched hallways clear when a single figure changed. Seen a friendly face go quiet when the numbers rearrange. You talk about a corner office, curtains in this view, but every light out there is one more mark with something due. You say the word respect like it's written in your eyes, but respect around here is just another way to size. Who gets cut in, who gets cut out of the frame? Who walks the lobby and who vanishes without a name? I'm the shadow in the ledger where your real life gets a prize. Every favor, every dollar, every step of every vice. You can play the gentleman and shake their hands downstairs, but I'm the one who draws a line that says who really shares. I'm the shadow in the ledger, kid, behind your every move. You don't feel the weight just yet, but these pages never lose. There's a revolver in the drawer, but I don't reach for that. Steel leaves noise and powder, ink just leaves a fact. Elevator chime at midnight, footsteps thin and slow. Camera in the hallway blinking where the ceiling bulbs hang low. Suit jacket on the stand, briefcase by the door, contract folded in the pocket that you're hungry for. You think this life is power, just a better tailored fit, but one wrong figure down here can make your whole name split. You're already on the page from the first run that you made, from the envelope you carried to the way your handshake weighed. You think you choose your battles, think you pick your wars, but the numbers keep a colder list than any mind recalls. Walk out now, you might still keep your picture off the file, or sit down in this chair and wear their sins in your smile. I'm the shadow in the ledger where the quiet verdicts fall. When the room is full of talking, I don't have to speak at all. You can walk out with your heartbeat and a clean unlisted face, or sign yourself into the line that never leave this place. I'm the shadow in the ledger under every perfect suit, every king you ever wanted stick around is rude. This road too many times. Told myself I'd leave it all behind. The city's quiet now and I'm alone. The past is waiting, but I'm already gone. The job's done, the money's tight, but I can't shake the feeling tonight. I've been living in the shadows too long. Now it's time to fade, and I'm moving on. I hear the train, I feel the cold. The life I've lived is taking its toll. I'm stepping away, but it don't feel like peace. I'm leaving the gate, but it's never gonna cease. No return tonight, I'm walking away. I've made my choice, there's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence, no one will know. No return tonight, I'm letting it go. Follow, but they won't fade. I've played my part, now I'm cashing the trade. I thought I could leave it all behind, but every step forward pulls me in line. I've kept my distance, been alone for so long, but tonight I'm stepping, and I won't be wrong. I'll leave without a trace, no looking back. I'm walking away from the life I lack. I hear the train, I feel the cold. The life I've lived is taking its toll. I'm stepping away, but it don't feel like peace. I'm leaving the gate, it's never gonna see. No return tonight, I'm walking away. I made my choice, there's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence, no one will know. No return tonight, I'm letting it go. Unknown, but I'm finally free. No return tonight, I'm walking away. I've made my choice, there's nothing left to say. I'm fading in silence, no one will know. No return tonight, think you want that whispered fear, but power is a ledger full of debts you keep in here. I'm the man they call too late, when the damage set in stone, when the room won't match the story, and nobody wants it known. You don't wanna learn my trade, you don't wanna feel this way, so take this as your warning from the man they call too late. Whoa. They call too late. Out past the loading dock, there's a river with no name. It's carried more forgotten things than any book could claim. Suitcase waiting by the back door in case the map goes wrong. I keep cash stitched in the lining and a map rolled in a song. Hallway lights blink like a heartbeat when the back phone starts to ring. One short tone at midnight means it's time to fix everything. I look at you across the table, see that hunger in your eyes, so you still can be a soldier or the man who wipes the lies. When your phone only ever rings on nights when good men sleep, when the stains inside your memory are the ones you cannot sweep, you'll stand staring at your mirror, trying to recognize your face. Wonder when you cross that border into someone else's place. I'm the man they call too late, when the damage set in stone, when the room won't match the story, and nobody wants it known. You don't wanna learn my trade, you don't wanna feel this way, so take this as your warning from the man they call too late. Oh man, they call too late. Platform empty but for one old frame. Paper ticket folded in my right hand grip. Strange printed letters on a half-true script. Metal door sighs when the handle turns. Overhead speakers let the last call burn. I don't look back at the dark behind, just climb those narrow steps and leave that weight on the line. The city raised me with a crooked hand, told me where to stand. fill my silence with the noise within, but every block keeps scoring its own way. You can't take more than you're willing to pay. So I bought a ticket under somebody's name. Changed the spelling, but the blood runs the same. My own reflection in the window glow knows what I carried and what I still owe. Another name on the ticket, same code in my veins, rolling out through the dark while that city remains. You can trade out your wallet, change the cut of your suit, but the face in the glass still calls you the truth. So I ride past the edges where the lights grow thin. Another name on the ticket, but I'm carrying him. Carriage lamp flickers in the narrow hall, small duffel leaning by the metal wall. Conductor's punch leaves a round torn mark on the corner of a life running out of dark. Seat by the window with my back to the door, boots on the rail, back pressed to the floor. Fields drift by like a black slow sea, every mile I lay between that town and me. I've done work where the clocks never showed, where the only witness was an empty road. This time the job is my own escape, cutting loose clean from a familiar shape. If I don't leave now, I'll turn to stone, just another scratch name on a cold gray stone. Another name on the ticket, same code in my veins. Let the steel keep talking while the distance gains. I can lose every alias, every low-lit room, but I won't lose the line that kept me walking through. So I ride past the borders till the sky grows thin. Another name on the ticket, but I'm carrying him. distance gains. I can lose every alias, every low-lit room, but I won't lose the line that kept me walking through. So I ride past the borders till the sky grows thin. fade away. You can hear the phrase, I and you in the bar go on about price. Joining the inner circle, teaching him the backroom code. Dun. See this chessboard on the counter, half the pieces put away. Every move you make in here rewrites a game they'll never play. I've turned keys and locked in favors, slid envelopes across this wood, laid a pistol on this table just to show I understood. I folded letters I don't send, burned the edges in that tray, watched a grown man sign his silence, stand up straight and walk away. Every knock along that hallway is a choice and not a show. Either you protect the circle or you're first one told to go. On the other side of midnight, when the laughter's running thin, all that's left is what you promised and the weight you're walking in. You can count your worth in volume or in what you choose to hold. Strong men carry quiet burdens, that's the heart of backroom code, of the backroom code. Of the backroom code. I'm the quiet right hand in the back room where the real decisions low, where the glass is sweat in silence and the secrets never show. Out there they can toast their legends, they can shout and pound the oath. Real men live by what they carry, not by every word they spoke. So decide before you enter what you're ready to uphold. Real men move in silence, that's the backroom code. There's a backroom code. There's a backroom. There's a hear the sound. The last train's coming, I'm leaving town. I've walked these streets, been down these roads, but tonight's the night I'm letting go. The lights are dim, but the past still shines. I've made my peace, but it's hard to find. I've been the one to take the fall. Now it's time to leave it all. I hear the whistle in the night. I'm stepping on the train, away from the fight. But the city's grip is hard to break. I'm leaving it all, but the ghosts still wait. Running from the edge, I'm boarding the train, leaving behind the hurt, the loss, the pain, fading in the dark, but I still know. Running from the edge, it's time to go. The rain is falling, but it don't feel cold. I've paid my dues, I've been bought and sold. The faces fade, but they don't leave. I've learned my lesson, but I can't breathe. The city hums, but I'm moving on. I've done my time, but the scars are strong. The tracks are set, but my heart's still torn. I'm running away, but I'm still warm. I hear the whistle in the night. I'm stepping on the train, away from the fight. But the city's grip is hard to break. I'm leaving it all, but the ghosts still wait. Running from the edge, I'm boarding the train, leaving behind the hurt, the loss, the pain, fading in the dark, but I still know. Running from the edge, it's time to go. The wheels are turning, but my mind's still here. The city's behind me, but I still feel fear. I'm gone for good, but I'm still not free. The past is my shadow, chasing away. Running from the edge, I'm boarding the train, leaving behind the hurt, the loss, the pain, fading in the dark, but I still know. Running from the edge, it's time to go. Running from the edge, I'm boarding the train. I'm gone for good, but the ghosts still remain. like tiny little ledgers where the city keeps its clothes. This lamp pouring yellow circles on a book of faded lines. Every name a quiet secret, every figure crossed with fines. There's a glass beside the inkwell, ring of water on the wood, safe dome breathing in the corner like it knows what's bad and good. Your chair is still turned outward, facing all that sleeping steel, and I'm standing by the window, counting more than what we steal. We were younger in a back room with a single metal fan. You were fast and I was numbers, two halves of the same mean plan. You would talk and I would listen, count the cost behind your smile, lay the chips out on the table, make them stretch another mile. I kept track of every favor, every boat that held this place, balanced all the broken promises you made with someone's face. Said a man without a ledger is a man without a shield. Now I'm staring at the columns, asking what the oath revealed. Something's hiding in these pages like a shadow under glass. Empty zero where your brother should have taken different half. I can feel the room get colder, though the night looks soft and warm. Every line becomes a warning, every figure builds a storm. I keep my hand on the ledger, I don't shout, I tilt the scale. I can pull a faithful soldier from a story someone tells. I'm the quiet one above you, where the skyline meets the floor. I don't have to draw a weapon when I move a number more. Yeah, I keep my hand on the ledger, and it whispers back your name. All the ink that keeps you living writes me deeper in the game. Downstairs in the private garage, concrete shining oil slick black. Every car a different chess piece, every license staring back. There's a briefcase on the back seat, locked still waiting for a code. Revolver shadow on the leather where your jacket used to go. Elevator doors reflect me like a stranger in a suit. Tie knot tied around my breathing, polished dark on quiet boots. If I mend this little fracture, hide the hole in this and share, do I keep my word to you, or keep the truth that put me there? Clock above the office doorway taps like fingers on my spine. I remember swearing once I'd never cross a single line. Now the totals on these pages look like doors without a key. Every favor that I'm covering trades another piece of me. If I follow what we started, fix it like I always do, Faded number, last exit motel. Choosing to disappear from a dangerous life to protect her. With classy gentlemen, outlaw vibes, and control menace. And I took from some old band back when life felt more in order. I write your name across the top and stop and let it dwell in this quiet nowhere room they call the last exit motel. I've been living off these highways, from one station to the next, reading stories in the headlights, leaving calls I never text, paid in cash and quiet favors, never stayed long in one town, kept my jacket on the chair back, boots ready to leave ground. Every knock could be a visit, every headlight could be mine, every room remembers something that I never put in line. You see miles in painted sunsets, I see debts and diesel smell. That's the difference in the way we feel this last exit motel. If I drive back to your doorway, I don't come alone at night. What's been walking in my shadow doesn't care about your light. So I'm riding from the last exit motel, where the road runs out of lies, where the highway signs fall silent and the stars feel like cold eyes. I'm the outlaw with the engine running and already on the wheel. I can walk away from everything except the way you make me feel. If you wake and do not find me when the stories start to swell, no, I chose your quiet heartbeat over this last exit motel. Vending machine in the hallway spits a can and drops it low. Offers letters on the window buzz, but never fully glow. I fold the page into my pocket, never stamp it, never send. Step around a tie and suitcase like a ghost that calls me friend. Out the window there's a pickup with one tail light burning weak. Map is folded on the dashboard like a promise I won't speak. I could turn and drive back to you, let this room keep what I've done. But a man who's built on trouble doesn't get to choose the sun. Some men get a simple morning, coffee poured in quiet rooms, lawnmowers and folded paper, not these highways and back rooms. Me, I live where lines are broken, where the signs are hard to read, where a man stays breathing distance by the things he lets go bleed. So I'm leaving from the last exit motel, with your name still on my chest, with a trunk that keeps my secrets, and a front seat built for rest. I'm the outlaw who can disappear before the stories learn to tell. I can trade the weight of sirens for the chance you sleeping well. If you ever feel me near you when the night don't treat you well, it's a ghost that chose your peace that night at the last exit motel. 7 by the ice machine, buzzing through the wall. Thin curtain breathing every time a truck's lights crawl. Tastic cup of cooling coffee, sweating on the desk. Map folded on the table, highway inked in red and metal. Motel Bible open to a page I never read. Motel key still on the ring, metal numbers by the bed. TV with no sound, just faces, mouth and someone's lines. I'm writing you a letter that I'll leave between the blinds. You in that small kitchen with the window to the yard. Steam above the kettle saying you don't have to be so hard. I come back smelling of the road and some half-finished deal. You touch the bruises on my wrist like there's something you could heal. Last job felt like gravel grinding underneath my wheel. Man at pump 11, watching more than he reveals. Headlights in the mirror look like questions I can't dodge. So I drove past the exit where they like to watch the lodge. I'm no hero in this story, I won't ever save the world. All I've got's one honest line to leave you safe, my only girl. I'm the last exit for the sun, where the hard ones cut and run. If you love me, you don't come, you just let this story go. I'm a shadow on a highway sign, disappearing from your line. I'm the last exit before the sun. That's the truest thing I know. Drags on this paper like a tire that's lost its tread. Suit jacket on the hanger, a duffel bag at foot of bed. Your photograph is folded, corners softened by my thumb. You're smiling like you saw the man I might have someday become. I could turn the wheel at dawn, park outside your quiet street. Let my past catch up and knock like boots on sleeping feet. But there's men who walk in daylight and there's men who walk alone. I was built to keep on driving, not to bring this to your home. Every young man wants a crown, engine roar and neon wire. Thinks the world will bow its head just because his blood runs fire. But the ones who last the longest leave before they're really seen. Trade their name for empty miles in a tank that's halfway clean. I'm the last exit for the sun, where the hard ones cut and run. If you miss me, don't you come, don't let memory pull you slow. I'm a shadow on your kitchen wall, just a number you won't call. I'm the last exit before the sun, fading in that early glow. I'm the last exit before the sun, just a tail light running low. window glass is full of shadows as the station drifts behind. Tastic seat beneath me shivers with the rails that cut the lines. There's a suitcase by my boots, scuffed corners, torn up name, and a ticket on the table stamped for out of all this game. I got your picture in my wallet, folded twice to hide the frame, next to notes that smell like floorboards from the house that knew my name. Overhead a tire speaker coughs a list of stops and code. I'm scratching down this quiet letter while this train eats up the road. You said one day this life you're chasing's gonna cash in what you owe. I just smiled and locked the hallway, kept my calendar running slow, kept the back room lights on dim, kept the doors half open wide, kept my cufflinks straight and shining while I moved the world inside. There were nights I walked back homewards with my jaw set hard and tight, wiped my shoes along the carpet so no stain came near your light. Put the keys down by the lamp, watched you breathing in that bed. Every deal I made in silence, laying weight across my head. You wanted morning on a porch swing, coffee cups and simple days. I kept slipping into midnight, following the crooked ways. Now the corridors are humming, every junction sounds your name, and this carriage feels like judgment rolling out of what I became. I'm on the last train out of the game, with a pocket full of numbers and a heart I never tamed. I was your gentleman in shadow, now I'm just a moving flame, trading corner office lighting it for this long unlisted lane. If you wake and find me missing, don't you chase where I just came. I'm on the last train out of the game. There's a man asleep with coat for pillow, tooth in rows before. In the rack above my head hangs a coat that smells like rain. But tonight I left that weather with the streets that knew my name. I can still see kitchen tiles, little cracks beneath your feet, where I tucked a roll of money in the grout beneath the heat. Find it when you're cleaning, when the days turn long and still. Call it payment for the moments that my work could never fill. If I'd stayed, they'd come in closer, not with thunder, not with sound, just a quiet knock at evening, pulling everything down. So I chose the smaller damage, left my shadow at your door. The tracks take all my secrets, where you'll never walk the floor. I won't sign this with my title, I won't write the name you knew. I'll just keep this folded letter, riding farther out from you. I'm on the last train out of the game, with a suitcase full of ledgers and a love I couldn't claim. I was a tailored kind of danger, now I'm just a whispered name, rolling past the empty sidings, letting go of all that blame. If you wake and hear that rumble, it's not storms that I became, it's just this last train. Paper cup shaking in my steady hand, tasty seed humming with the weight of this plan. One small suitcase by my polished shoe, name on a ticket that no one else knew. Platform boards empty, just a vending light blinking like an eyelid in the middle of the night. This city behind me, breathing down my back, and the doors slide shut, and we lean on the track. I walked every hallway this town ever drew. Boss offices, back rooms, private doors I knew. Kept my cuffs clean while my knuckles got scarred. Built a calm reputation in a world that runs hard. I could call in favors from the darkest floor. Had a key in my pocket for almost every door. Bricks start leaning when the ground gets thin. Even quiet men know when it's time to cash in. So I folded my life into this narrow case, left my framed reflection hanging in that place. Bought a ride that only runs one way, didn't leave a signal saying where I'd stay. I got a no return ticket from the life I ran, paid midnight deal and the weight of the man. I'm not running scared, I'm just closing my own file. Let this city talk in its crooked style. I was a name in the shadows, now I'm just a seed and a plan, with a no return ticket from the life I ran. Window glass holding both the dark and me, street lights shrinking into little distant seats, steel wheels counting underneath my feet, like a low, slow prayer that never repeats. I see alleys, bridges, that old loading dock, every quiet favor, every door side knock, all of it sliding in a backward stream as the carriage rocks me further from that scheme. There's a folded shirt over yesterday's tie, old cufflinks catching on my steady side, phone face down with the signal kill. No names, no calls, no promises to build. If this ride burns my paper and clears my slate, I still wear the code of every lock and gate. I got a no return ticket from the life I ran, stamped with every move that never hit the plan. I'm not begging grace, I'm just choosing my own night. Let this city keep its crown and get its crooked light. I was a ghost in its wires, now I'm a long, quiet man with a no focused on power, control and the cost of hope. Colorado sweater feels, key car blinks a little green light. Door clicks open, I step through. One lamp on above the table, stack of photos weighed in blue. Time for losing, cufflinks shining, jacket hanging from my hand. City pressed against the window, like a map of what I planned. Every dotted line I signed on, every quiet little deal, turn these empty evening offices into something I can feel. They call me in when things get tangled, when the numbers start to bleed. I can turn a crooked ledger into something they all read, like a clean report of profit with the corners filed smooth, while the real engine keeps on humming where I never have to move. Down below the streets are breathing, every alley, every light, all the corners where the favors crawl like pieces in the night. I don't shout, I don't go hunting, I don't stand in any line. I just tilt the board a little, watch the city fall in time. You think power is a volume, how loud a man can be, but the loud ones all come knocking with their hats off when they see paper stamped and doors swung open by a hand they never touch. I sit quiet in this office, never needing to say much. I hold my share of the night, on the high floors where the lights don't sleep. I'll hold my share of the night, every code and every key I keep. I'll hold my share of the night, but the night holds a share of me. Yeah, the night holds a share of me. Push it open, feel the air, fall off windows, blinking patterns from the towers I won't share. I can trace my name in outlines, not in letters but in steel, in the way the money circulates, in the weight of what we deal. Phone face down upon the table, buzzes once and then lies still. Just another quiet partner, leaning on another bill. Out here with my sleeves rolled open, leaning on this cold steel rail. I can feel this city watching, like it's reading every detail. There were days I walked these sidewalks with a scuffed and borrowed tie, counting coins and counting chances, watching brighter people glide. Now the floors remember footsteps, elevators know my face, but I can't quite tell for certain if I own or serve this place. Every favor that I broke, every door I make swing wide, leaves another small tattoo of this city on my hide. I can cash out, take a suitcase, let this skyline fade to black, but I know if I step away now, some part of me won't come back. I hold my share of the night, on the top floors where the glass runs deep. restless streets below don't sleep. I hold my share of the night, but the night keeps a share of me. You can walk like you're untouchable when you're walking next to me, but the shine around our footsteps isn't something you get free. I hold my share of the night, so the loud men feel like kings, and the city takes its payment in the quiet private things. Yeah, the night keeps us sharing everything. Door clicks shut behind you, hallway cameras blink and sleep. You take the leather chair across from me, trying not to breathe too deep. Desk lamp draws a circle on the ledger and the floor. There's a glass ring on the wood for nights we don't count anymore. Wall clock ticks like footsteps, pacing in a narrow hall. You say you wanna be like us, I say you'd better hear it all. These columns on the paper aren't just ink and crooked lines. Every figure leans on faces, every total ties and binds. I've watched favors turn to bargains, watched a promise turn to steel. Signed a name and knew that someone wouldn't get their final deal. When a balance won't stay even, when a debt won't disappear, somebody dials my number and I make the problem clear. You think it's all the quiet suit and walking cold through any room, but the numbers start to murmur long before they start to bloom. When the numbers start to bleed, they all look to me. I keep the ledger clean on the wrong side of the street. No spotlight on my face, no stories with my name, just a steady hand that settles what this city cannot tame. When the numbers start to bleed, boy, they all look to me. Tell me, are you sure that's who you really wanna be? I've locked this door at midnight with a briefcase by my feet. Closed it on a younger man who thought he'd never taste defeat. Slid an envelope across the grain, watched a shaking hand receive. Saw a shadow in the hallway, not once turn and take its leave. Every tidy little entry, every signature I gave, built a tower made of secrets I still carry to the grave. The city doesn't love you, it just rents you for a while, hands you keys and leather seats, and lets you think it likes your style. But the higher up you're counting, and the more you think you own, the more you start to wonder what you'll pay to die. streets forget to sleep. No headlines on my fall, no statue in the square, just a name inside a notebook and a man in a quiet chair. When the numbers start to bleed, boy, they all look to me. If you wanna walk like a real man, know the price before you agree. Circle of life. These streets with shadows for friends. The city's been quiet, but I'm here in the end. The whispers are close, I can hear them real clear. The ghosts of my past are all drawing near. I've tried to move on, to leave it behind, but the weight in my chest is haunting my mind. I thought I could fade like a man in the night, but the past pulls me back, it just won't take flight. Fading whispers from the past, telling me I can't outrun what won't last. I made my mistakes, now they're closing in fast. The life that I left is the life I hold fast. Whispers from the past, they won't let me go. They're calling me back to the life I know. I thought I was free, but the guilt's all around. Now I'm walking alone, but I'm still hell-bent down. But I'm still hell-bent down. But I'm still hell-bent down. I've been a shadow, just moving in silence, making deals in the dark, in quiet defiance. But the silence is gone, and the voices are loud. The weight of my choices is tearing me down. I thought I could leave, but it's chasing me still, like a shadow I can't shake. Whispers from the past telling me I cannot run what won't last. I made my mistakes, now they're closing in fast. The life that I lived is the life I hold fast. Whispers from the past, they won't let me go. They're calling me back to the life I know. I thought I was free, but the guilt's all around. Now I'm walking alone, but I'm still hell-bent down. But I'm still hell-bent down. But I'm still hell-bent down. Every step that I take, I can feel the weight. The past won't let me be, it won't give me grace. I'm running, but I'm stuck in a trap I made. The whispers won't stop, but I'll keep running in vain. Desk lamp buzzing over, cheap motel print sky, TV on with no sound, blue light across my eyes. Motel key on the Bible, letter folded by my hand. I've been writing you all evening, a word you'll never scan. Truck brakes on the highway, sighing through the paper wall. Ice machine down the hallway, coughing every time it stalls. My boots by the door still carry someone else's town. Engine humming in my chest, but this body won't sit down. Fell for the quiet side, not the noise behind my tray. Thought these hands were built for holding, not the deals that had to fade. Every favor that I carried wore a number on his back. Every smile that I collected had a ledger in the black. When the heat climbed up my collar, they started circling my lane. So I packed away all mornings, left you outside of the flame. Told you you'd be safer if you never knew the rules Now your shadow rides beside me every time I steal a look. There's a part of me that's driving and a part that never moves. One keeps the car between the lines, one pays the hidden dues. I'm a last exit gentleman, headlights low and clean, leave before the trouble flowers, never stay to see the scene. I don't raise my voice, I just raise my leaving hand. Walk out while the fire's small and let it find another man. Yeah, I'm moving quiet circles where the long road starts to bend. I don't wait to beg forgiveness, I just vanish like a friend. Slide it in my jacket seam, kill the screen and let the silence fill the corners of this room. Neon from the diner flickers on the hood outside my door. Gas pump ticking under starlight, insects buzzing at the floor. I check the mirrors on the windshield like I'm checking who I am. Just a man who keeps on moving by the rules of his own hand. But the truth sleeps in the glove box with your picture bent and torn. You can walk out of a doorway, but not out of what you've sworn. If you hear an engine idling low out past your gate, if the night leans in and whispers like it's keeping you awake, that's a part of me that stayed there pacing circles in your room, while the rest keeps chasing borders underneath a hanging moon. I'm a last exit gem, headlights low and clean, lead before the questions corner, never wait to watch you lean. I don't draw a gun, I just draw a line and go. Let the steadier men stay and fix it. I slip back into the road. Yeah, I walk like I'm in control with my hand upon the wheel. But the miles ride out the verdict on the man I never heal. paper cup, a bit of coffee, one more ticket, one way in. Duffel bag against my ankle, name tag turned against the light. I step up engine, cut it status, overhead fluid. Empty seats from end to end, untrimmed. I take the corner by the window, pull this notebook from a friend. On the back of all the timetables, on a crumpled station lip, I start writing you a letter that I know I'll never share. You remember all those doorways where I told you stay inside. How the phone would cut our dinner, how my eyes would hardly hide. There were rooms this city offered where a softer spine would bend. I walked out with my coat steady, but it cost us in the end. All those nights you left the porch light burning small against the dark. All those mornings at that table with my jacket on your chair mark. I could drag you through my shadows till they spill across your door, or I'll leave before they find you. That's what this last train is for. I could keep my hands on levers, keep my name inside the walls, watch the deals line up like soldiers every time my number calls. But that power turns to poison if it stains your quiet name. So I'm cashing out my legend, walking off my own cold game. I'm the man on the last night train, leaving quiet with my secrets and the scars I won't explain. I built a life on crooked lines and still kept my steady frame. Now the strongest move I've got is disappearing from the frame. Yeah, the man on the last night train still decides how he leaves the game. Yeah, yeah. There's a ticket on the table with the ink half faded blue. There's a pistol in the duffel, just a shadow, never view. My reflection in this window blends with fields that slide in black, lonely houses, distant doorways, little dots that don't look back. Boots are braced against the floorboards as the carriage starts to sway. Every signal by the siding feels like years that fall away. I could write you every story, every cold word, every sin, but a gentleman who loves you keeps your hands all clean of him. If you wake and find my side cold, see the hanger standing bare, just remember every warning was a crooked kind of care. There are fools who chase the spotlight, there are mouths that talk too long. I'm the one who leaves in silence when the room begins to roam. If you ever hear a whisper that I vanished down the line, know I left the way I lived it, one step out and never whine. I'm the man on the last night train, not a runaway in panic, just a hand that cuts the chain. I built a chair and smoke it only way to keep you is to walk out of the game. You're the man on the last night train, pays the bill and takes the blame. I'm the man on the last night train. If you think of me tomorrow, let it be without the stain. Keep your heart inside the daylight, keep my shadow off your lane. 'Cause the men who move in silence know the name. The world to know their name. Yeah, to know their name. Green glass lamp on the deck, throwing circle wood. Old leather chair beneath you, you're still sitting like you're good. Clock hands crawling above the bookcase, filing seconds into dust. My ledger open in the lamplight, names and numbers we don't trust. Revolver shadow on the blotter, half a chessboard by my hand. Black king waiting in the corner, never moving till I plan. You talk loud about the corners, all the noise out on the street. But the weight of all that talking lives in folders at my feet. Yeah. He's the man in man moves the pieces and keeps the hit in the ledger. For bosses in the last years, we keep word and count like me. Shine that Bible, do a count of you run a count with old Calvary. You was still quiet on this earth. You were sharp and quick with answers. You could smell a crooked bed. Thought that danger meant the barrel, not the number on the dead. Every barroom glass we tallied, every favor, every lie, found its way into these pages under someone's sleepless eye. You keep staring at this window, at the chair behind the door. Think the power's in the shouting and the boots that hit the floor. But I'm the man who moves the pieces while your name is on the street. I decide which hand gets taken, who runs cold beneath the sheet. Every loud man needs one ledger that the daylight doesn't read. I keep score for all you legends, I put lions on their knees. If you think you want that kingdom, there's a price you'll never see. Don't go reaching for that chair unless you're ready not to sleep. the edge. Few small favors, couple secrets, one loose promise, one old pledge. I can balance what you've given against everything you've burned. I can hide you in the columns till the tables all get turned. But the higher that you're climbing, the more quiet you must be. Every word you drop in anger writes another line for me. I watch louder men than you or end up folded like this chair, while the hand that signed their ending never raised his voice or glare. This whole city is a chessboard made of towers, docks and bars, tiny pawns and hallway mirrors, heavy rooks and armored cars. All their names are in these pages, every favor, every pass. Each one swears they are the story, none outrun this ledger glass. 'Cause I'm the man who moves the pieces when the streets start running hot. I erase the wrong initials from the pages you forgot. Every loud man needs one shadow that the jury doesn't see. I write endings for you legends, I can stop your enemies. So if you still want that power, take this warning straight from me. Never ask to hold this city till you learn to count like me. Fluorescent flicker in the bathroom, thin walls humming with the ice. Cracked glass over the dresser, TV rolling some cheap fight. Motel Bible on the nightstand, corners curve from other hands. Room key on a paper coaster, duffel bag and rubber bands. I got your picture by the lamp, babe, folded edges soft and warm. Highway humming through the curtains like a low and distant storm. Pen pressed hard against this notepad, ink that nose is wearing thin. Every word I lay down trembling is a door I'm closing in. Story about one last quiet score. leaving all these back roads, buying you a safer door. But the last run bent off center. Someone talked who shouldn't talk. Now there's eyes along this highway every time I take a walk. I've been paid in bills and silence, paid in favors, paid in fear. I've been trading dawns and dinners for a name they'd never hear. If I stay there drifting closer, they will learn the way you smile. So I'm packing up this shadow, taking it another mile. I could lie and say I'll call you, say I'll fix it in a week. But a man who lives in crosshairs doesn't pull you in that deep. So I leave a motel key and alibi on the table by the lamp where the truth can't hide. I move quiet down the stairs, every step a chosen move. I don't speak my goodbyes out loud, I just vanish from the room. Yeah, a motel key and alibis is the last of what I owe your eyes. You can blame it on the road, blame it on the way I move, but I'm keeping you untouched by the things I have to do. Gas sign, numbers glowing faint and weak. Then humming by the office, coughing corns a tired squeak. Coffee steaming in a styrofoam map unfolded on the bed. Headlights slide across the ceiling like they're searching for my head. I can see you in that kitchen, morning light across your head. You reach out and find my side code, and there's a letter waiting there. Maybe someday you'll forgive me, maybe someday you'll get mad. Either way, at least my trouble never touched the life you had. I was never built for gardens, never meant for quiet streets. I was raised on parking lot deals, on unlocked passenger seats. Every promise that I made you had a back door in its seam. I can love you from a distance, but I can't stay in your dreams. So I leave a motel key and alibi. Let the hallway swallow all my ties. I move gentle past the ice machine, no footprint in the gloom. I love through the center of the room. Yeah, a motel key and alibis is the last way that I draw the line. You can curse my name tonight, say I broke the best of you, but I'm keeping you untouched by the things I have to do. Motel key and alibis as the taillights fade from sight. I'll be just another shadow on a long and living night. Motel curtain half open on a strip of road light. Ice machine humming through the middle of the night. Plastic key on the table with our room number blue. I wrote your name on a napkin, now I'm crossing through. My boots by the door, laces laid out straight. Duffel by the sink like it's carrying our weight. There's a line on this mattress that you'll never see me cross. Every word I don't say is another quiet loss. You said I sleep like a man who never really rests. One hand near the jacket, heart never on his chest. You ask me what I've done that keeps me facing every wall. Why I listen for a knock that never really comes at all. I've run things through stations where the cameras never blink. Left small brown packets by the coffee in the sink. Shook hands at corner booths where nobody says a name. I keep the wheel between the trouble and the frame. You're the only quiet place I ever found. Bare feet on the kitchen tile, no one else around. But this life doesn't knock, it just walks in unannounced. Once it learns your doorstep, it never loses count. So I leave this key facing the highway, little plastic tag pointing where I go. When a man like me chooses the right way, it's the back road out before the shadows show. I'd rather be a shadow in your story than the reason that your window shakes someday. So I leave this key facing the highway, and I walk like a ghost that chose to fade away. On my hood, vending machine buzzing like it's knocking on the wood. Dash light glowing on a line I know by heart. Every exit on this road like another place to start. I remember you laughing in that old white chair, hands in the air saying just stay here. But the road keeps a tally, I can't let you sign. If I settle down, you pay for every line. There was one slow Sunday when the phone didn't ring. You fell asleep on my shoulder, didn't dream a thing. I held my breath so the moment wouldn't move. Thought maybe I could wear it like a scar that turned to bruise. But the night tapped soft on the back of my mind, sound of tires rolling, someone hard to find. So I kissed your forehead and I knew right then, if I don't leave soon, it's coming through our door again. So I leave this key facing the highway, little plastic tag pointing where I run. When a man like me calls it the right way, it's the loneliest mercy ever done. I'd rather be a quiet ghost in your glory than a storm that tears your little house away. So I leave this key facing the highway, and I walk like a man who had to fade away. So I leave this key facing the highway, tail lights low and nothing left to say. There's a chessboard by the window, pieces frozen mid-attack, ledger open on the desktop, fountain pen laid on its back. You lean deep into the leather, boots still dusty from the street, talking numbers like they're nothing, tapping rhythm with your feet. I've been moving names for decades, shifting heat from where you sit, turn a problem to a footnote with a stroke, and that is it. When they come, they never see me, just the portraits on the wall. I'm the quiet hand that balances your eyes, and every fall you say you want a bigger cut, say you're ready for this war, but you don't hear all the knocking that dies out behind this door. I'm the man behind the door, keeping your name off the floor. Every favor, every debt, I write a little more. You wear the suit, you take the chair, but I redraw the score. Every shadow on your ceiling, I have seen it all before. I'm the man behind the door. You remember that old warehouse, how the whispers ran your way, how your face was in the story, how your name began to fade. I erased you from the pages, slid our brother in your place. Now he lives inside a number, just a line without a face. Every line is like a hallway where a different future waits. Every margin holds a secret that we quietly relocate. You think power is a pistol or a word that makes them kneel, but it saves the close at midnight and the things you never feel. Well, I'm the man behind the door, keeping your hands looking clean. Every bullet that you dodge, turn the numbers on my screen. You take the praise, you drink the night. They call you boss and more, but I cash in all the echoes when they're pounding on the floor. Step too deep into this ledger and you won't walk out the same. I'm the man behind the door, and this book still holds your name. There's a notepad by the bedside with the motel's faded name, dashed a key tag on the table. Different town, the same old game. Coffee cooling in a paper cup, map folded by the sink. Highway humming through the curtains makes it hard for me to think. I write your name along the margin, then I cross it out again. 'Cause every line that tries to keep you pulls you closer to my hand. You remember me in back boots, counting bills with quiet hands. You never asked what bought the freedom, you just trusted where I stand. You say love is just a promise that we make and then we keep. But some promises go missing when the river's running deep. So I move with a motel key under another name. Same old eyes in the mirror, different letters in the frame. I'm not running, I'm just shifting where they aim. If I vanish from your doorway, it's to keep you out of flame. Yeah, I walk like I own this road, but I know what I can't claim. I'm the man with a motel key under another name. There's a devil by the dresser, half of it is on his clothes, other half is what I earned for doing things nobody knows. I leave an envelope for you inside the Bible by the bed. If the clerk should ever find it, let it find your hands instead. I've watched taillights in the distance turn from strangers into ghosts, stayed in rooms with blank blue paintings, played the courteous shy host. Every time I got too settled, came a knock right on the line. So now I zip it in the darkness, leave my name with a motel sign. So I move with a motel key under another name. Same worn hands on the wheel, different letters in the frame. If I never cross your doorway, don't you wear yourself with blame. When you think about my silence, know I stepped outside the game. Yeah,